Have you ever felt worth? Have you ever felt like you're constantly craving other people's compliments? Have you ever felt like deserving of other people's love? Have you ever looked in the mirror and didn't like what you looked at? If you have, then this video might be for you. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to actually talk about how to actually love yourself. How do you do that? So answers to the questions in the intro was yes, and yeah, keep on watching. This video is for you. So first is the question. Why don't you love yourself, So most of the time, if we really go down to that, if you recognize that, you answered all those questions, it is true that you do not like yourself. You don't love yourself. Most of the time, if we recognize the reason why we don't love ourselves, or we don't love something, just in general, we don't love something, is because we don't know enough about that subject, about that person, about whatever. So pretty much you answering these questions, giving you an insight that you don't know who you are. You don't know throughout this whole entire life, and you don't recognize the person you are. You don't see it. So now that you've actually recognized, you answer the question, you recognize that you don't know who you are. Hence, you don't love yourself. We need to change the way your brain works, right? The way we change your brain work is, first you have to recognize that your brain is like a supercomputer, always fact checking and always analyzing everything. But here's the secret. You need to reprogram it. Okay? You need to reprogram it. And yes, you can do that by reprogramming it, is by answering the questions. So you need to reprogram your mind and into thinking and starting to appreciate who you are. And if you don't like who you are at that moment, that means you need to reprogram your mind into creating a new identity, the one that you actually like. And hence you have to learn more about yourself, journal more about yourself, and follow people who you actually genuinely like. There's a reason you have this kind of admiration, people you admire. There's a reason for that. You want to be like them. So start follow them, having their content surrounding you, learn their habits, learn what they're doing. But it has to come from admiration, never from jealousy. Now, second, you have to start doing what I like to call mirror magic, right? So mirror magic is like where you stand in front of the mirror, and my friend, most of you probably won't like it, but you're gonna have to do it, my friend. You're gonna have to look yourself in the eyes, tell yourself, even if you don't want to, you have to tell yourself you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. You have to tell yourself all these affirmations. Stare inside your eyes. Look inside your eyes, and tell yourself in that mirror, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I love you. All those single words. You're enough. You deserve love. All that stuff. Because that way you are changing your narrative. You're teaching yourself, to love. And of course, at the first few times you're going to be doing it, you're not going to like it. You're going to absolutely hate it. But you're going to have to be consistent. Every single day, do it. I've been doing it for because trust me, I was the same. I was in that moment as you were. I started to, every single time I looked in the mirror, every single time I passed by, I would either say them inside my head, or I'll say in front of the mirror, I'll say, affirmations. It's, it sounds cringy, but you're gonna have to do it because you're changing the narrative in your life. And the more consistent you are, the more it becomes true. It's simple logic, okay? You're gonna have to do this. Stare inside the mirror. Every single time you see a mirror, you're gonna have to say those affirmations. And if you hear yourself wanting to say something mean about yourself, it's gonna be worse because you're gonna have to say more affirmations, So for every bad thing you want to say about yourself, you're gonna have to say 10 more affirmations. So to kind of force you out of saying that, to do that, and you can't be shy about it. You're gonna have to do it. From a mirror, say those affirmations. When you are doing your makeup or doing your hair, say those affirmations. The next thing you're gonna have to start doing is to start fact checking yourself. So guess what? You're gonna start fact checking yourself. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what is fact and what is a joke. So that means it's time to, every time you catch yourself wanting to say a joke at your expense, that means your brain is thinking it's actual fact. It's something real about yourself, So whenever you want to say joke at your expense, this means like you're gonna have to catch yourself every single time you say a joke, whatever joke. I mean, this means self-deprecation. You can't be telling jokes about your expense. So every time you catch yourself saying a joke that is negative and wants to, creep in, you're gonna have to say no. Stop yourself in the middle of the joke. You can't say retract yourself and say sorry to yourself. This type of negativity is a reason why you also don't hate yourself. Not only because you're constantly and then that's why it makes it easier for other people to make jokes. We don't want other people, you know what I mean? You don't want other people to make jokes about you, so you're gonna have to stop making jokes. That has to do with your expense. I don't like saying jokes, especially if it has to be other, at my expense or about other people, because like I said, there's this very thin line from a joke and what what you truly feel about yourself. A very thin line, like. Now next, you're gonna have to start doing this, scale your day from 1 to 10. Every single day, now that you're coming into this journey of learning how to love yourself, you're gonna have to start scaling your day from 1 to 10. So by this I mean, by scaling your day from 1 to 10 is how do I feel today? There's a lot of journal prompts where you can start tracking your, how you feel. Start tracking it. I want you to start tracking every single day how you felt. And anything below 10, which there's going to be a lot of days like that, well, you're going to have to do some work to do that. By this I mean you're going to have to make every day a perfect 10 by first figuring why you feel like that. You're gonna have to ask questions. Why do you feel like that? Why do you not feel like a 10? And how can you make yourself feel a 10 today? What's some activity you can do to feel like a 10? Or what could you wear to feel like a 10? How could you do your hair to feel like a 10? Well, how can you do your makeup to feel like a 10? Why don't you feel like a 10? You're gonna have to start finding more positive and trying to make it, be optimistic. Start feeling like a 10, Now next, focus on what you love. I've said it time and time again, I have a list because I always fail to recognize all the things I've done. Always fail to recognize it. So I have a list, an ongoing list, that all of the things that I've done so far that I've accomplished, every single one. Focus on what you love, focus on being grateful, gratitude, focus. And if you don't still continue not see why, focus on the people who love you. Why would they love you? Ask that question, turn that question around. Why do they love you? Ask them, so they'll answer you. Start finding it. You have to actively find so you can start recognizing it within you. So, and you can also be doing like things you used to do as a kid and start doing it now as an adult. So what were the things that you used to love? Did you used to love dancing? Did you used to love painting? You used to love doing puzzles? Find it and start doing it again. There's a reason you loved it back then. Nothing has changed. You haven't changed that crazy amount to not like those stuff anymore. Those activities, those hobbies. Stop, the reason why we also have straying away from loving ourselves is because we've been distracted, we've been bombarded with constant comparison with other people's life, with other people, other people just in general. You're gonna have to start focusing on yourself again. Start, doing things, activities that doesn't have to do with the internet, doesn't have to do with social media. You're gonna have to start focusing in on yourself, so you can start focusing on what you love. And then 6, know your true self. Like I said, the reason why you don't love yourself is because you don't know who you are. It's as simple as that. So by knowing who you are, who you truly are, the moment you know who you are, because no one else is going to know you as much as you should know yourself, okay? No one will ever go as deep. So why not find ways to love yourself, okay? So by this, I mean, by finding who you truly are, is that you have to start understanding your self-concept, understanding your self-worth, and start focusing on how you want to look. How do you want to present yourself to the world? Focusing on the stuff that makes you unique. Start recognizing what are the things that makes you unique. Start finding who you are. Because trust me, there will never be anyone like you. Never in the past is there going to be anyone like you. Future will there be anyone like you. So why not be you? Be you. Find who you are. Find what are your morals? What are your values? What is the standards? Set those boundaries. How far, set the boundaries. Most importantly, find the purpose of your life. Start focusing on yourself. That's what I mean. Focus on who you are, and by focusing what your purpose of life, you're gonna have to start loving. So, my lovely friends, to just stop scrolling and start focusing on who you are. Start journaling. Constantly said this. Start doing the things you love. And invite more positivity in your life. Avoid making jokes. Start doing things that you love. Find who you are, truly are, because there's never going to be anyone like you. And remember, you are deserving of everything that the universe is to be given. You deserve everything. Okay? Start recognizing it, and have a wonderful day. Wonderful week. Bye.